Okay, folks, welcome to another episode of the Wright Flow Show. And like I always say, you have to get your mind right in order to get your money right. And today we have Jessica Gettle. Jessica, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where you're from?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually born and raised in a tiny little town called Gig Harbor in Washington State. So I always joke with people now that I live in San Antonio that I'm a Yankee. But now I live in the South. So anyway, it's just a little fisherman's town with a bunch of Scandinavians. That's my background, and it's beautiful up there. But it's a nice place to visit now because there's just a lot of rain.
Wow, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's very cool, very nice.
And what do you do again?
So my main business is capital raising for other investors.
Yes.
And I connect them to other individuals, not, I don't call a directory of hard money lenders, but I literally, it's like a concierge service. I would call marry a deal, where if someone calls me and goes, hey, Jessica, I've got, this loan, but I need this gap money. I need down payment. I need earnest money. I need permit costs, those soft costs that, are kind of in between. And they give me a call, and, I connect them to a private individual that will lend on just that.
Awesome. And so how did you get started in the business?
By necessity. And what I mean by that is I joined a real estate school last year in July, and those programs, they cost money. So I was like, well, I don't have money to give them, so I got to figure out how to make money. And then I'm like, wait a minute, okay, let's talk about money.
Right.
So I'm like, what am I going to do? Because, as a real estate investor, how many different areas in real estate could you possibly be into? Right. I mean, probably thousands. I don't know. I don't know what the number.
Right. Multiple.
Yeah. So anyway, my very first flip I did back in like 2018. I did raise capital, and I got into a flip and did it without my own money. I did it with private money, and it kind of, I remembered that. And I was like, you know what, if I just help serve others and help them find money, I'll find people with money, and then I'll find people that need money for deals. And then, you know what, along the way, I'll create these wonderful relationships, right? With these lenders that are individuals. And you know what, someday they might lend me money, for my deal.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Always leading with serving, helping people out, and then people.
Yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, it's
awesome.
People, they call me when they need money.
Awesome. So how do you attract like new business?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. So I know that I'm probably supposed to say, hey, I've got a system, I've got a website,
army of people.
You know what? As soon as I sit down to try to even market on Facebook, whatever it is, right? I get calls. It's all word of mouth. Nice. I know it's old school. People. I have some young kids that are like, oh no, you need to have a this, that, and the platform. I'm like, I don't even know how to pronounce this stuff, but okay, but it's word of mouth. So once you have a level of performance, when you get some results done for people, what do? But they call people that they know, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm at that point, but I can see where other things could help you scale, of course, but that's just really where I'm at right now. So
awesome. So let's see, what is like the best month you had, and how did you achieve it?
I'm so glad that we're doing this podcast now, not 3 months ago. So I've been doing capital raising a whopping since July of 2022. So, but really, I didn't really get things going. It took a long time. And so last month actually was my best month at 42,000. Nice. And I've got about 58,000 plus or minus. When I say plus or minus, some things drop out, some things, I'll gain new clients too, of course. So yeah, we're looking at about 58,000 for the month and growing.
Nice. That's awesome. So what would you tell someone that's looking to get started in the business, or maybe that's in the business is struggling? What would you
You know, Armand, you and I talked about that. I think it's great.
Yes.
You know, I'm on that journey, I think, right now, because I have people call me now asking me
Mhm.
about what I do, but here's the, well, I guess the good, bad, and the ugly, right? When I started, and I don't think even right now, there's really no set plan or a book that'll tell you, hey, you know, how do I capital raise for other people? Now
Right.
there's a lot of capital raising. What can I do to raise capital for my project, right?
Right.
So it's interesting because I now have people, you know, and so basically I'm kind of at a fork in the road where I'm looking at maybe possibly teaching and monetizing that.
Right.
Although I love to help people, I wish I could split myself off in 5 ways and do it all for free. You know what I mean? But I'm at that point where I'm like, I got to do something because I have people
Right.
calling me really wanting to know what I do. So
Yeah. Now that I think about that, I don't know of any courses out, off the top of my head that shows people how to
mhm.
raise money for other people. That's unique. That's Blue
No,
Ocean.
no, there's I'm reading a book right now. I'm trying to remember his name. I wish I would have grabbed it. But anyway, it talks about you'll get books on capital raising, like how to, you know, approach family offices or large companies, you
Hmm.
know, on a larger scale. But this is a very small niche, very, you know, very small thing that I do as servicing clients. But what I've found is that sometimes you do have to start off small, but then it grows over time and it gets bigger and bigger on its own organically. It's pretty
Yes.
interesting.
That's
So,
awesome. So, what habits do you contribute to your success? Do you have like a daily success plan?
you know what? I am a workaholic.
Mhm.
I am a workaholic. Ask my husband. Um, I have always worked super, super hard in my life, but also what's interesting about getting in the real estate game, right? And being around people that are high income earners and I'm elevating myself, you know.
Yes.
Um, it has to do with working smarter now than harder. Because I used to be the person that's just like, okay, we're gonna make something stick. We're just gonna grind, you know, 12, 18 hours a day. I don't do that anymore. I actually probably realistically, I work Monday through Friday. I'm usually done by about 5 or 6 o'clock, and I start off at 8 or 9 in the morning, only
Nice.
because there's still a lot to do. But it's interesting because I used to work so many more hours than that. And I think my highest job that I made money, honestly, was like maybe 57,000 for
Wow.
when I used to sell cars. That was my highest paying job.
Okay.
And that was the whole year.
Wow. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Still, I mean,
interesting.
yeah. But still, 57,000 for some people, that probably be a true blessing. But
Yeah. And I
yeah,
say
that's
only now, right? I never used
right,
to
right,
say,
right,
oh, it's only. I used to be like, wow,
right.
you make $100,000 a year. Oh, you know, I used to look at people go, how do you do that? You know, and I'm tracking like way over that. And I'm not saying that to brag. Like I just sometimes can't believe it. It's like,
Right.
wow, you know.
Now you're almost doing that a month.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I can see the vision of that. And I never honestly, Armand, really envisioned that. I just wanted to be able to solve a problem for other people and for myself.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So yeah.
So do you have like a team or?
you're looking at you're looking at the team. Me.
Yeah, I know some people they talk about these big elaborate teams. Then
No, sorry. I'm a
a lot of
husband that I
guys.
beat up a lot. You know, he runs
Oh wow.
interference on the 3-year-old, and he also does overflow of calls. Now that we have, you know, starting to get rentals, he's, you know, helping manage. He's got all the overflow. God bless him. I wouldn't be able to do what I do without him. So
That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
So if someone wants to contact you, maybe want to set up a consultation where they can kind of pay you to kind of learn, what you do, how would
Mhm.
they go about getting in touch with you?
Yeah, they could just call my office phone. You know, it's a landline and it rings really loud, and I'm partially deaf, so I can hear it ring. Please don't call at midnight, but you know, call during Monday through Friday, 210-265-3373.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I would like to thank you for coming on to the show, and for all the listeners and viewers, until next time. Thank
Thank
you
you,
very much.
Armand. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.